And welcome back. It's Who Would Win. And from Dragon Kid of Atlantis, we have who would win a fight, Poe or Aang? Both are spiritual, almost monk-like. I mean, Poe is now gone. Poe was never a monk, but he's gone now to what did they say in the fourth movie? Not great figurehead. Spiritual aid or vice or whatever. But both are very spiritually connected. Both can use the elements to some degree. Both are normally very peaceful. And in reality, these two would not fight. Let's get that out of reality. In an actual scenario where you put these in a fanfic, these guys aren't fighting. But if they somehow did clash, who would win? Aang is obviously a master of all four elements, particularly in his prime. He is airbending. He can create massive gusts of wind, domes, tornadoes, even a hurricane at its best. Earth style, he can wear earth armor, just bring down mountains. Water style, he can create typhoons to heal people. Well, typhoons, tsunamis. Fire, he can just roast and cover the place in flames. He can fly using his staff. The Avatar state turns it pretty much into a literal force of nature. He could level a landscape. And obviously, he's also got energy bending, which allows him to literally bend the energy of another to do whatever he needs to do, be it restore bending, like we actually see in Korra, where you can do that, or take bending away, or take an ability away. Manipulate someone's energy, ki, chi, whatever you want to call it. However, if there's one thing Aang does not have on his side, it's physicality. Well, Aang, and I don't mean like that Aang can't take a shot, but he actually is a little squishy, but more in the sense that he's not a physical fighter. He's not a martial artist. Whereas Poe is a martial artist. His Panda style is designed to take a lot of hits and just rebound the hits back at an opponent. He can deliver quite a powerful strike as well. He's extremely powerful, knowing the Wushu finger hold, which can just transport someone to the spirit world. He is capable of just eating, consuming chi and creating the giant chi dragon. He is comparable to masters that came before him and higher, like Master Tortoise, the Black Tortoise Shell technique, which apparently blocked a meteor, which is a near extinction level event. He is capable of just using his chi for multiple different forms of attacks. He is extremely skilled. Now, that being said, Poe is not infallible either. Poe has gotten his ass kicked on regular occasions. Particularly by individuals who can stop him from using his chi, or individuals who or just have a better mastery over it than him. That being said, can he actually die? Because he can just go in between the spirit worlds. I'll say this, is that he could probably die, but if he really wanted to, he could come back as a spirit in the spirit world. As we saw in the fourth movie, the spirits still came through the portal, so they could still be in the world of the living if they had to, but they prefer to stay in the spirit world. So they don't want to be ghosts. They are just going to they're just going to stay there. Poe though can just go there wherever he wants. But that being said, he could still be killed in theory. So on a from a scaling perspective, Poe's got the edge, absolutely. Like Aang, as strong as he is not a planet buster. Never has been, never will be. He's more like if he's going all out and just wreaking havoc on the landscape and just until he tired out, he probably could level a continent when it's all said and done. But takes time to do activity, whereas Poe can actually scale to individuals who could block planetary level destruction. So right out the gate, Poe's got an edge there. Poe's also got an edge manipulating his ki. Aang can only really do energy bending in terms of just straight chi manipulation, I should say. I keep saying ki, that's Dragon Ball. Chi is the more spiritual concept in this. But he can manipulate his chi in ways Aang can't. Aang, though, does have the advantage of versatility because he can use every element. So he could definitely keep up with Poe, certainly. In a straight physical fight, Aang's going to lose that fight, though. Absolutely. But it probably would never come down to a straight physical fight. On the Avatar state, Aang can really up his game in terms of strength and power. It really all comes down to using their special abilities that would put the person down for good. The Wushu fingerhold would trap Aang in the spirit world, which Aang really... The problem is, Aang could go into the spirit world, but he leaves his physical body behind. If his physical body is trapped in the spiritual world, then how the hell is he supposed to get home? That's the problem here. But the problem would be Poe trying to get the Wushu finger hold on Aang before it just gets blasted back by elemental attack. See, that's the problem, is that Aang really could just blast you, do it, and to use Naruto style, wind bullet! Like, that's, actually that was Shukaku, but anyway, he could wind bullet him, breathe fire in his face, trap him in earth. But the Wushu finger hold is extremely difficult for Poe to get off here. And if he's trapped long enough, Aang can hit him with the energy bending. But the catch-22 on the energy bending is your will and your spirit and your energy has to be greater than the individual you're using it on. And when he first used it against the Fire Lord, he almost lost. Now, as he got older and had better experience with it, it became easier for him to use it. Okay, he used it against Amon. But with Poe, I mean, Poe is the Great Dragon Warrior. His level of ki is, his level of ki, I keep saying ki, his level of chi, his level of control of that, and his own spiritual awareness. Whereas the Avatar is the bridge between the spirit world and the living world. Poe is kind of also that in his world. I don't think he could energy bend Poe. Poe's just shown too much will of his own, too much resolve, too much power, and he's very similar in function to Aang. Now, I do think there would be a struggle, but I think it would ultimately just end in like a draw. I think they're either comparable to each other, or Poe actually edges Aang out a little bit. So Aang would pretty much just have to stop, and then Poe gets out, and then just starts wearing Aang down. Even with the Avatar state, he'd be wearing Aang down. But with the Avatar state would also he'd be able to hurt Poe in multiple ways, just fighting earth fire. Poe would definitely have his work cut out with Aang. Aang's got the versatility and the temporary power boost to keep him in the game for a good while. And Poe is probably not coming out of this just like unscathed. He's probably coming out tired and injured and hungry. But just because of the way he manipulates just because of the way he manipulates his ki, because of his level of power, because of scaling, and because he too is also a bridge for the spirit world, and the fact that he's also a physical fighter compared to Aang, means I think he probably is going to have the victory. But I wouldn't jump out of my socks if someone thought Aang would win. Honestly, I would not push back against that very hard, because there is a lot of evidence there to suggest Aang could win. There is. I will go Poe, though. That is my thoughts. But that is just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.